This is Zombie Thuggin' Podcast. Just sit back and listen, and also eat a dick, bitches.
Welcome to Zombie Thuggin' Podcast. My name is Buddha.
I am the Sideways. How are y'all doing today, oh boy?
Well, if you're in Manchester, you're not doing too well.
Yeah.
So,
Another bombing.
yeah. It's fucking crazy, man.
Me and my mom was talking about this morning and shit.
Yeah, what was she saying?
Well, she was like, because the dude was a young motherfucker this time around. What was he, like, 20, 21?
19, 20, yeah.
Yeah, 19, 20. My mom was like, this is what I hate, this is the thing I do get annoyed about religions. And she was like, not just religions, it's, religions, cults, mafias, gangs, even political figures such as, like, governors and mayors and presidents and shit like that. They send all these young men to do their agendas.
Yeah.
And ultimately for what? I mean, what these younger cats are being brainwashed and just believing in crazy shit and fucking going off and murking a bunch of innocent people. And then really, ultimately for what? Got me to thinking too, man. Like, really, when my mom put it in that perspective, which I kind of agreed anyway. I mean, I mean, not agreed, but I kind of already had that idea, mindset in mind. But like, when she put it in that perspective, it's like, man, you know what, man? It's really, because I never really thought about it up until she put it that way, and it's like, it's really, I really don't hate the kid that bombed the motherfucker.
No.
I really don't even hate terrorists. And really, what's it called? Like, and I'm not really even mad at them. I'm not angry with them. I am mad at our leaders as a whole. Because especially when Mom put it that way, she's like, she was so fucking dead on and right about the money and stuff like that. These motherfuckers beefing with each other. No matter what it really, what it's about, the ultimate end of the day is these assholes beefing with each other and shit like that. Why they gotta, put everybody else in a mass fucking frenzy and then fucking go off and do crazy stupid shit like this?
Yeah.
Why can't they fucking come to like some agreements and or like ultimately, like, why is anybody gotta die for this kind of stupid shit, for any of the stupid shit? Why can't they just come to some sort of terms, and if they can't figure some shit out, why can't they put on some gloves and maybe go a couple rounds and shit like that? That's when my mom put it like that, it was like, you know what, man, like, yeah, it's so true, and I have respect for our soldiers. I'm not even beefing on them or whatsoever. This ain't not a beef. I guess my irritation is more, it is coming out of a love. Why does, like, when you put it in terms of like war and stuff like that, why do my fellow countrymen have to fucking pick up some arms and go across seas and shoot another nigga that they really don't even know?
Don't have beef with, really.
Yeah, no, and ultimately don't really even don't have beef with, Why do we have to go off and kill each other?
Yeah.
When these motherfuckers is living just as fine.
Yeah.
That's what irritates me about it. It's not, no matter how you paint and stuff like that, at the end of the day, these niggas ain't the one fucking, having their loved ones go off and mark each other up. These niggas are sitting fine and comfortable in their AC units inside their fucking big lush, mansions or fucking wherever they live in and shit like that. Not barely, what's it called? Maybe they're sweaty. Maybe if you want to, like, what's it called? Put in that aspect. Maybe they're sweaty because they don't know what to do while they're sitting in their office and shit. But they're really not the one risking their lives. They're really not the ones, offing each other off. It's us offing us off. And that's how you really have to look at it. It's us killing us. No matter how much you want to try and be like, well, they're different from us, they have a different mindset. No, they are us. They may have some different beliefs and maybe different, but ultimately in the end, really, they're us. And we're them. Yeah. And we're marking each other off. For what? Because these niggas can't get along. And in the end, like, they put us in a crazy frenzy, and try to separate us. Why? Because these niggas is too puss to do it themselves. And it is an outrage and stuff like that. No matter how, because in the end, I'm not saying if it wasn't for our leaders, we'd get along and hold hands and sing Kumbaya with each other. Don't get me twisted. I know we wouldn't. Us as humans, we're always gonna have different beliefs and different thought processes, and we're always gonna have a disagreement and stuff like that. But really, what it comes down to, it's like, and when my mom put it in like that, spent like mafia and gangbang and shit like that, which I could really understand. It's like, why? It's, to me, again, I've talked about it in early episodes too. It's the same shit. There's different fronts. This nigga This nigga beefing with this other motherfucker who's wearing a different flag. So we gotta go up and mark these niggas up, even though it really has nothing to do with us whatsoever. And that's ultimately sad and shit like that. This kid, and he was a kid, went off and killed a bunch of other motherfucking kids, and really for what?
Yeah.
Because he was brainwashed some grandeur, like, of when he dies, he's gonna go. He died for an honorable cause. He's gonna go up to the clouds and fucking be granted with like a fucking field of virgins and shit like that, And then for what, These niggas were at this concert, because it was a concert, right?
Yeah, it was an Ariana Grande concert.
Yeah. And these niggas were at a concert, regardless if it was shitty music or not. They're just trying to have a good time. It's not, her music ain't that bad. I mean, it's alright.
If the concert was over, and the lights had just come on when the bomb went off. And the part that kills me, it's like, look, I mean, in some respect, no matter where it happened, fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Any concert that would have happened, it would sucked. But there were fucking little kids at this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And that's the part that fucking, I'm not mad at the terrorist. I'm mad at the person who fucking brainwashed him into saying, this is what you're gonna go do.
Yeah.
Because you're too much of a fucking pussy to go do this shit yourself. You're gonna brainwash someone else. It's like the fucking people. It's like our government that fucking says, "All right, we're gonna send you over to war."
Yeah.
Well, send your own fucking kid to war.
Yeah.
And
guess what though? But they get written off. No, my boy can't go to war because people die. And it's like, well, okay, that's kind of cute. But it's fine when it ain't your blood, that's gonna go die. Or run the risk of dying and shit like that. But like, George Bush Jr. got wrote off from going to Desert Storm for George Bush Sr. and shit like that. Even though George Bush Jr. fucking served.
Yeah.
Fuck off right now, people.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that pisses me off, because like, our fucking our government wouldn't be so fucking gun ho in wars if we said, okay, you know what?
Everybody gotta go.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Your kid's going too.
Yeah.
Front line. Fuck no, there ain't gonna be no fucking tent back of the fucking war.
No.
Your ass is in front. Here's a gun. Get your ass in front.
Yup.
They shoot you. You shoot back.
Yeah. And it ain't what's it called? Like other cats who are just so hungry. It ain't cowardness. It's just straight truth and shit like that. It is a realism and stuff. I mean, Grant, I don't really, to a point, I don't believe our officials are so hungry to go to war as people want or led to believe. I think, our people are ready to go to war because they don't put in that aspect too. It's people, loved ones going to war.
Yeah.
It ain't, and ultimately it's innocents fucking killing innocents.
Yeah.
Because in the end, I don't give a fuck what it really is, whether it be beliefs or not. All these niggas that die in war are innocent, whether it be us or them.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, no matter how much you want to try and paint it, really it is us versus us killing us. Why these niggas fucking sit back in the office just chilled out as fuck.
Fucking just count the money.
Yeah, counting money and shit. Because even right now, like Donald Trump, I think there's been arguments saying that he served in the army or some shit like that, right?
I don't even think he served in the army.
I don't think he did either.
I think it was fucking like an ROTC.
Yeah.
Like.
But even like that, did he ever touch war? No. Would he have ever touched war?
No.
Fuck no, man. I don't believe that nigga would have. None of them touched war.
Dude, that guy. I'm not even talking like politics wise. I'm just talking about like the fact that where he came from, the money involved for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He would have never.
That nigga would have touched war. They would have sent that. They would have bought him a dual citizenship and sent that nigga up to Canada, man.
Or they would have come up with any reason, like, oh, he's flat-footed, can't go to war.
Right.
Oh, he wears glasses, can't go to war.
Yep.
Any little fucking excuse to get out of it. They would have had like all of them covered.
What's it called? Even what's it called towards like the lower cat, like us, you know. Even when the cats like screaming out, we should go bomb them and shit like that. Nigga, do you not realize? No matter how much you want, what's it called? You want to believe we're different from, you know, maybe niggas in the Middle East. Those niggas are us too. You know? And it's so simple. What's it called? It's so simple to go off a whole fucking group of people that have nothing to do with anything, really. That's because, why? Really? And it's so easy when you don't know them niggas anyway, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to do it. That's ultimately what gets me there too. You don't gotta fucking do it. You don't gotta stare a nigga in the eye and fuck him off.
Yeah.
If you did, I think you would think a whole lot differently when it comes to offing niggas, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It's still different than like...
It's so easy to kill when you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the thing that blows me more than anything else. You know? Like how people can claim they're so bloodthirsty and they're so eager, you know, and they're so eager. Oh, what's it called? It ain't right, so we should kill them and stuff like that. Who gave us that power to be what's it called? Judge and jury.
Yeah.
You know. And who is you? You speak about it, but like at the same time too, if that draft was to come off, like let's say tomorrow and shit like that, how many of these niggas would fucking go? Really, you know?
Oh, fucking like have people like, oh, Canada, here it comes.
Yeah, but Canada gonna be fucking splurging over with immigrants all of a sudden. And I bet it's gonna be majority of these niggas that were like, yeah, we need to go bomb them.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, your draft number got called. Oh, fuck, I gotta
go, man. I can't go.
I remember I left something on the stove.
I can't go. I'm the only male in my family.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, straight up, I'm a hard nigga. I really am, but I don't know. I don't know if I would go or not. I'm being honest about it, man. Because, I mean, that's how the more and more I keep getting older, the more and more I do really look at it like that. What the fuck them niggas do to me?
Yeah.
What's it
I
called?
didn't do anything to them.
They ain't doing anything to me. I ain't doing anything to them. Well, they're doing something to your country. Okay.
But what do we do to them?
But in all reality, is it them actually doing something to my country, or their leader or beefing with our leader, and they can't come to an agreement of some sort? So they and our leaders being fucking pussies. You know, because that's what's it called? Like especially when Mom put it in that aspect too. It's like that's how I really started looking at it. I was like, you know what, right? She's right though. That, you know, they all got what's it called? All the higher ups got their goons, and they send their goons out, and their goons are fucking suckered and brainwashed into thinking that what's it called? We're doing something meaningful and important and shit like that.
It's patriotic.
Yeah, it's patriotic to go mark these motherfuckers up for our leaders. You know, and in return, how many times you hear it though? Nigga that goes to our soldiers, when they come back to nothing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, and they're fucked up.
Yeah, the fucking
they're all
PTSD.
Yeah, and I already got, you know, I'll put my business out. I already got post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm gonna go to a war and kick that up even more.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna come back to what? Yeah. To some like fucking severance pay and shit like that, and then.
Don't ask for fucking benefits.
Yeah, and then benefits that are constantly being taken away from me more and more every fucking day. You know? And you're right there. Our benefits from our fucking soldiers that do come back keep getting ganked and ganked and ganked. Yeah, our leaders love the fuck out of our soldiers. You know? Yeah, and what's it called? Love and respect and all that shit like that. And it's like, okay, love. And I actually do. I have mad love and respect for our soldiers and shit like that. But, like, look how we treat them.
Yeah.
When they come back. Thanks for, you know, sacrificing your balls for some fucking stuffed shirt ass wipe in a fucking office. By the way, who cares if you can't fucking pay your rent? Who cares if you can't function now in normal society?
Yeah,
oh, you need meds? Well, fuck you.
You better fucking find a way to afford them.
Yep. If not, become a junkie, because that's your destiny now. Yep. You know?
I said on the podcast, both my parents were in the military. So, I mean, firsthand, my mom goes to the VA to get help. So I know what she goes through. You know, she has a scheduled appointment. You know, and it's usually weeks, months in advance.
Yeah.
To go to the fucking doctor. It's like, no. you shouldn't have to wait. I mean, especially like with her, she didn't go to wars and stuff, but she was still 20-year vet of the Air Force.
You know, but even like that, what the motherfuckers go through, that hadn't even gone to war, go through fucking some rough shit, man.
Yeah.
And they see some rough ass shit, you know.
Oh yeah, we have friends that like were like in the first Gulf War, and they came back and they were all messed up.
Yup.
And like we're still all friends with him, and you know he still has these issues. He still wakes up with a cold sweat. Still wakes up with fucking nightmares of shit he did because he was a bomber.
Yeah.
You know, and like, so he could see the results of what he fucking did. You know, and he knew that he took innocent lives just because of the fucking where they told him to bomb. And with him, it's the same way. And he's out in Virginia, which is not too fucking far from Washington, D.C.
Right. And
he says it's fucking horrible. He can't, like, his meds are fucking outrageous. His, the VA is a joke.
Yeah. Like I said, man, they keep fucking ganking from these dudes, man. You know? It's bad enough when a civilian can't even fucking see their doctor right away.
Oh my god.
And then now it's like, you know, motherfuckers like soldiers who fucking gave their all for a belief. And then the way we treat our own soldiers and shit like that. And then like I said, and then you want to put motherfuckers right back into that fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Because in the end, the motherfucker. That's why I fully believe that the motherfuckers that are screaming, "Let's go bomb them. Let's go drop some nuke on them. Let's shoot them up."
Yeah.
They ain't gonna fucking do it. Guess who's gonna do it? The niggas that are already fucking traumatized from fucking war.
Yeah.
You know. Them's the niggas that gonna go. They're gonna have to go through the shit, and you want to put them right back into the fucking hell? They done got out of hell. And hell stays with you. Speaking from experience, not in so much sense of war, because I ain't get mine through war, but that like you said, man, like your buddies that were bombers, like your buddy that was a bomber and shit, that shit sticks with you, no matter how much you further go along and shit like that. Them flashbacks, them fucking nightmares, them night terrors, all that shit stays with you. When you can't walk into a crowd because, you feel your fucking skin crawling and you get all fucking psyched out and nervous, and regardless of, you know you're not in that shit no more. But you have that feeling. You have to look over your shoulder because somebody might come out and fucking snipe you and shit like that. That shit stays with you. And you want to put that nigga right back into that shit?
Yeah.
To where it's not his mind fucking with him anymore, but now it's back to being another fucking reality? Nah, man, how heartless are you really?
Yeah.
You know?
In fact, he retired like in 2001, like right before the whole 9/11 shit happened. So when they fucking went to war again overseas, they asked him if he wanted to come back, and he's like, no. No.
Yeah.
No.
And what's it called though? The saying, and I ain't make it up. This old saying I know has been around forever, but this saying has been becoming more and more meaningful to me, more and more as of late, and within the recent years and shit like that. Everybody want to act like a cowboy till it's time to do cowboy shit.
Yeah.
Then they start to realize, wow, this ain't as clear cut as I thought it was. This ain't so black and white anymore. There's a lot of variables involved, you know. And it ain't so simple as let's go mark these niggas up.
Yeah.
You know. What I told my mom when we first got it, we first started talking to it, it was like, I'm skeptical that, you know, I hate to sound like a conspiracist, but to me, I'm skeptical that it even was one of them. Maybe it was one of our own operatives and shit, you know. That this planet, because there's so much, you know, like beef with that crap going on right now and stuff like that, you know. And how I guess is just the skepticism toward me of how distrusting I am toward our political leaders as a whole, you know. And again, I say that I really do, you know, like, I don't want other people to read it as like, well, I don't love this country. I do love this country.
I love this country too.
That's why I fucking question all the shit. That's why I do. That's why I do have the questions that I have. That's why I do have the brain that I have and stuff like that. That's why I do fucking at the same time. Is this one right here? But that's why I do even question our own fucking leaders and shit like that, because it's shown in history that our leaders as a whole, not just the U.S. leaders, but leaders as a whole, whether it be our leaders in the U.S., leaders outside the country, have fucking deceived the people before, countless fucking times, you know. Right, my ZTP audience, right. Revolution!
We'll be back.
Listen to Zombie Thuggin' Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, and Google Play. Subscribe and leave feedback.
And we're back.
What up, bitches?
Sure. Good. Alright, so...
now I'm done giving blood.
And that's for your fight, right?
Yep.
Do you do that with all fights? Do you have to give blood, or?
Majority. Like, what's it called? Most states is every 6 months you have to give blood for your license and stuff. Make sure you don't have any skivvies or anything like that. Other state, I mean, most states, what's it called? Some athletic commissions want blood drawn every year, you know. So 6 months to a year, every state athletic commission and stuff like that. Some, very few at this point. You know, like Wisconsin, because it wasn't sanctioned for the longest time, didn't even want blood.
Yeah.
They didn't care, you know. Well, I don't want to say for the longest time, but you know what? Yeah, for the longest time. I can't remember what states right now don't require blood, because they're not sanctioned. I think there's only like 2 or 3 states left that still run unsanctioned fights where you don't need blood. Then what's called Indian casinos, most of the time they don't really require blood either, because most of the time they're unsanctioned, you know. But yeah, I mean that's that. So yeah, and I know for me, like, it's been a while since I've had a fight, you know, where I've needed to do blood work. So, and I was pretty sure my blood work's up, you know. So, give some recent blood, you know. Find out I don't have anything. I still gotta get physical too, which I think I remember right, Rilio knows a doctor, so he knows a couple doctors. So one of them will probably just roll by the gym and hook me up. He's good to go.
Cup your balls. Oh, yep, you're good. I'll cough, bitch.
Yep. But yeah, I mean that's just it, you know. What were we talking about before?
Well, we were talking about the bombing.
The bombings and shit. Yeah.
Anything else you wanna?
No, not really. I think I got my
your
2
anger
cents
out.
Got my 2 cents out on that one. You know, just ultimately in the end, I just really wished our political leaders would be more active into taking matters in their own hand instead of just sending a bunch of strangers out. You know.
Well, it's always the poor that has to go fight for the rich.
Yeah. And that's where more and more as I get older, that's where I find it. It's just, I'm not gonna change it, you know.
No.
But I mean, because that's how the world's been set up for years.
Years.
Eons, you know. But it is a downright shame, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely fucked up that, you know, the people that we vote in are the people that will not send their own people, their own children, to fight for something that they supposedly believe in.
Yeah.
But, you know, they'll send you.
Yeah. Whatever.
In a minute to go fight for them. And it's in the fact that you have,
what's it called? I was talking with a friend last night, or this morning, you know, and something around this. We weren't talking about the bombings, but we were just talking about, scrapping and stuff like that. And, you know, first she was just cracking the jokes. I should be a pole dancer, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of fucking around. I was like, I could never do it and stuff like that. And then I was like, you know, this almost reminds me of the same conversation of, Kat's bringing up that I should become a bartender and stuff. And she was like, yeah, but, you know, and I was like, there's just some things I can't put up with, though, and I don't put myself in a position to do that where I would do so and stuff. She was like, yeah, I could see you getting physical with somebody if someone threw like water on you or something, or threw a drink on you or something like that. And I was like, I wouldn't, because I was like, as much as I do get frustrated and I get annoyed, it takes a lot for me to go to blows.
Yeah.
Because of, and I was like, really, because it is a pride thing. And not so much pride like a bad way, but like in a good way pride. Like, I do take pride in the skills if I've acquired and shit like that, you know? Outside of like, somebody literally has to physically put their hands on me or put their hands on somebody I actually give a shit about for me to go to blows, you know? Because, what's it called? You want to see my skills come out? Nigga, you gotta pay.
Yeah.
They ain't coming out for free.
Yeah.
You know? And it is pride. I put a lot of hard work and dedication into learning my craft. No, you gotta pay me, you know? You ain't gonna fucking do anything else to fucking turn it to where, like, I'm gonna whip out my dick and we're gonna find out who dick's bigger, you know what I mean? I don't play like that, you know? So, like, there's a lot of things. I mean, I get irritated, though. I will get irritated as fuck. I can see myself becoming a bartender for one, and at the end of the night, just being like, fuck everyone and shit like that. I can see myself giving people attitudes and just, you know, fucking just being, you know, fucking being an angry hate monger and shit, which I kind of am already. To a point, you know. I try to make it jokey about it, but I can see myself, you know, taking up that field of work, and it's not being jokey about it anymore. Just fully falling into my hate. That's why I wouldn't do it, you know. Being a dancer, like, nah, I wouldn't either. You know, I really don't see anything against it. I mean, like, to me, there's better things to do to get money. I really do believe that at this point, you know. I'm not going to fully knock somebody that does it, though, you know, like, look down on them or anything, because I really don't, because they're people, too. At the end of the day, we need to survive in some way, shape, or form. But I just would never do it, because, like, I just can't, you know. I want to be able to, for one, I want to be able to put up with people, and two, you know, I guess, I don't want to use the word self-respect and make it sound like they don't have self-respect, even though, like, some of them don't. Some of them don't have any respect for themselves, you know, and they'd just rather be up on stage as an object, you know. And one can argue that I do the same thing with fighting and stuff like that, but there's more to it to me than just getting money. If there were, like, I'll say it straight up, even though I like getting paid when I fight, if I did it only because of the money, if I did anything only because of the money, trust me, I would not be fighting. Trust me, I would have stayed in school, dedicated myself to that shit, and fucking, you know, being a businessman or some shit like that, you know. I'm driven by way further things than just money, you know. But but where was I going on with this shit? Oh, what's it called? It was just that. So she was like, you know, it makes sense. You know, I can see why is that, but even like that, I can see you getting short with some. I was like, yeah, I get short with people now. I mean, that's different.
I don't need a drink thrown in my face.
Yeah, I don't need to get. Yeah, exactly. And I could barely put up with it as a bouncer and shit. There's no way in fuck I could put it up as a bartender and shit. I would not get tipped.
What the fuck do you want?
I could literally see myself like, oh really? You want that? Right in front of their face. Not even trying to hide it. It's like, here's your drink, fucker. You didn't spit in my drink? You're lucky I didn't fart in it, bitch.
Looks like I didn't put some baby juice in there.
Right? Straight beat it off in you, motherfucker, man. You think I give a fuck? I don't like you. But, no, it's just that. I was just like, you know, I don't know, in my run, too, I was kind of thinking about, you know, that kind of started popping up in my head a little bit of, like, why I actually keep fighting and stuff like that, even when I go through, like, you know, because you've known me for a long ass time. I go through my ups and downs.
Yeah.
like everybody else. But I'm even talking about my fight career, where it's like I'll go through like, you know, sometimes back-to-back losses, like, right?
Yeah.
You know, like these last couple of years has been like the most I've ever gone through back-to-back losses. Usually back in the day, it was like I would go through like maybe 2 or 3,
Yeah.
you know, and then right back on the horse again to fucking winning and shit.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like, you know, I've gone through 3 or 4 years, except for that tournament, last grappling tournament, I won at least one match, and then I had to draw back out because of injury.
Yeah.
But I won one match, and then I'm running this morning and stuff like that, and just kind of, I don't know, like, I want to say it kind of came out randomly, but at the same time it kind of didn't, because I lately, not through you, of course, because you never really asked, you know, but like through some friends that don't fully understand why, and but they still try to understand fully why. Because I don't know about you, I can't really speak on your head, but I don't think you fully try to think you know why. You know, it's just like, oh, that's his Gus. It's how Gus is. It's part of Gus / sideways. It's what he does. You know, and to a point, you know that assumption's right anyway. It's what I've done. It's what I am. You know, but like, you know, I've had some friends, and one particular, like, why do you keep fighting? You know, is it what makes you happy and stuff like that? And it's like, you know, at first I was like, when I told her that, I was like, you know, I told her my generic answer of I never really looked to be happy, you know, in some sense. Maybe what's it called when I say when I look for, it's the definition of what most people mean by like what they want to truly be happy with, you know. I just look for a peace to be finally this even and calm no matter what's going on. That's a straight peace and shit like that. That's ultimately is what the definition of real happiness is anyway. Man, even when your shit light's going to shit, you're still content with everything, you know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've always kind of just known you to, you know, that's kind of like your inner beast needing its
outlet.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why I don't like when you say, "Oh, you got a fight." It's like, "Oh, okay," you know. That's just his inner side saying, I need something to go fucking beat something," because, you know, I'm so, like, you either get like really stressed out or you just need that way to channel that.
Yeah. I mean, thing. Like, I treat it as a therapy for shit like that. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know, it really dawned on me this morning as I'm running and stuff like that, and why I compete. And to a point, it is kind of like that. But really, it's just like, man, when I fucking actually started like doing things as a competition, like, you know, really dedicating myself to martial arts and really competing and fighting and all that stuff like that. Even though like getting titles and stuff like that, and you know, and then later on, it became pro, getting paid to fight. Even though it felt good, don't get me wrong, it felt good. It was never my full intent, my full desire and stuff like that. And ultimately, you know what it was? You know what it is? That's when I fucking finally. You ever heard the saying? And it's more from soldiers and stuff, like military and stuff like that. I was born in the field. Yeah. You ever heard? Yeah. That's how it felt for me. I wasn't alive until I actually started competing and started fighting, and actually there was reason behind the fighting. Yeah. Before then, there's always reason behind the fighting. There's truth for you, it really is. Sometimes it's dirty ass fucking reasons, but there was always reason. But like, I never felt like there was actual real reason, real honor up until I started competing in the ring, competing in the cage, competing in front of the crowd, you know. And it wasn't like their attention, but now I finally felt good about I will use the word. I felt good about myself, and it was awesome. You know, it was more awesome to feel that, like, the emotions that I grew up with. Like, you know what, you're on your own, no matter how much people will fucking love you and say they're gonna be there for you, even your own family, blah blah blah. Ultimately, you're on your own. You know, they can try to help you out with guidance and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, guess who's gonna be taking all the fucking hits? You are. Guess who's gonna go feel all that hurt? You are. Guess who's ultimately gonna have to stand up for themselves? You. It felt good to feel that in an environment of where it was just a positive reinforcement of, like, not just a matter of like life or death, or like or the struggle of like, or of any kind outside of like just pure competition, and it was like on my run there. That's what it really was. That's what it really dawned to me. It is that.
Yeah.
You know, because without it, you know, ultimately when I can't physically do this at all anymore. Yeah, I do gotta find something else. I know that.
Yeah.
You know, but like, what's it called? Right now, when like I know physically I still can. It's hard to function without it. Because then what happens usually when I don't have it? I fucking go drink myself stupid in a bar.
Yeah. Well, I guess beast was not the right word. Warrior.
Yeah.
To me, I think you have like this warrior's spirit in you.
Yeah.
That just sometimes it has to come out. It has to.
Follow us on Twitter at Zombie Thuggin. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/ZT Podcast.
Because I mean, like that, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a good...
has to do its battle.
Yeah.
In order for it to, like, go back to slumber.
Right.
And, like, you can go a little while, you know, because I know sometimes you've gone months, you know, without fighting and stuff. You know, and like you said, you start drinking. And I think that's part of that warrior, just like it's not boredom, I think it's just like...
What now?
Yeah, yeah.
Until the next fight.
Yeah.
You know?
I think if...
The business of it always fucking gets me, like, ugh.
If you really believe in past lives, I honestly do believe in past life. You were like a soldier. Like, I almost could see you as like a samurai.
Word.
Back in the day.
Right. Yeah. Yes. I mean, because, ultimately I am drawn to it anyway. Even before I actually started studying on it, I was always like, I don't know. But no, I mean, as I'm running, that's what it was. Like, that's what started popping in my head. It's like, man, how much I've missed that, and to a degree, and then how much like that is this a part of me.
Yeah.
You know, why I push myself when I'm working out, why I push myself when I'm why I get up and do train. Like, you know, it's like, for instance, example, this morning, like I didn't want to get up. I woke up and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go run. I'm tired as shit. My body's achy. I'm just and stuff like that. I got up later than when I woke up. Actually, I even woke up later than I normally wake up. I woke up around because lately I've been waking up around 5 to hit my calisthenics, you know, my push-ups, my sit-ups, and then go out running and shit. And that's just my fresh start of the morning stuff. But today I woke up around 6:15, you know, right when my alarm goes off anyway. And I'm like, dude, I just want to lay here. I really don't want to do anything. I'm fucking tired as shit. My body's hurting. Not hurting aching, but body's just let's just sleep longer kind of deal.
Yeah.
And it took me a little bit. Then ultimately I was like, no, we got to get up.
Yeah. Because
that first thought was who my opponent is. He's not laying in bed right now.
Yeah.
He's up. I guarantee he's probably up, running and shit like that. And you know, as I'm running too, it's like the thought. I mean, from a physical standpoint, especially now, I'm older now. I'm 34 and shit like that, and my opponents keep getting younger, stronger, faster. But even like that, it never even mattered, because even when I was younger, guess what? My opponents, honestly, the way I felt about it, they were always stronger and faster than me.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, they were bigger than me too.
Yeah.
Because you've seen me through most of my fight career. I rarely ever fought a nigga my size.
Yeah, no.
You know, and I'm a short dude. I mean, just to give y'all understanding of what my height, y'all, in fucking podcast world and shit like that. I'm only 5'6".
Yeah.
You know, and it ain't a short man syndrome. I know I'm short. I don't give a fuck. But what's it called, So, I mean, they're always going to be, and that's how I look at it as life. If you just look at it as that from the pure physical aspect, stuff like that, guess what? There's always going to be, I mean, even if you are a big nigga, there's always going to be a nigga that's bigger than you, stronger than you, faster than you. Maybe even some degree more smarter than you anyway, but it's that goal, that goal, that zeal inside your own chest that says, you know what? I don't care what odds are stacked against me. I still got to get up and go get mine.
Yeah.
You know? And and that's what popped up in my head. You know what? It don't matter what he is. I still gotta get up and get my shit and get prepared, get ready for it. Now, as I'm running and stuff like that, that thought just kept running in my head more and more and more and stuff like that. And I was and then that's what ultimately it came down to. It's you know what? that's why I keep doing it, because of that. It is that drive to always push myself, you know, and that's what I fucking fell in love with, you know, from a positive aspect, not of the stressful aspect of like, I gotta do this because like if I don't I'm gonna die or anything like that. Yeah. It's more of like, I gotta do this because this one makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You know, like I fight this nigga July 15th and stuff like that. Win, lose, or draw. I mean, like, in the end, don't get me wrong, I want to win. Everyone wants to win. No one goes into a fight not wanting to win. But, like, win, lose, or draw, it's like, I want to know, and I'm not going to feel good if I knew I could have pushed a little harder in training. Mm-hmm. You know? I want to know, like, I did absolutely everything in my fucking power that I could to come out with a victory. And let's just say later on, if for whatever fucking reason he does beat me, he only beat me only because literally he was the better man that night, and he was fully prepared, and there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That he faced me at my best.
Yeah.
Not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. He beat Gustavo.
Yeah.
He beat Sideways.
Yeah.
You know? He beat a shell of Sideways. You know, he beat the Sideways. And I'm not gonna get to that aspect by just laying in bed and letting my body take a day and chill out.
Yeah.
You know? That's why, like, I mean, you've always known it too. That's why I don't like referring to myself as an athlete. Yeah. Athletes do that kind of shit. Well, I'm gonna let my body recover because it's a little off today, and I'm not at peak performance today, so I'm just gonna chill. Nah, nigga, you need to get the fuck up. Gladiators back in the day never came out because of the games, because I was a little stiff today, and
I strained my arm.
Yeah, I strained my arm and I twisted my ankle a little bit. Plus, you know what, man, I didn't get the protein. I didn't get my protein shakes like I should have this morning, so I'm just gonna chill and take a day off. Nah, Gladiators went out regardless, man.
Well, your arm's broken. Fuck, get out there.
Fuck you got 2 more fights, motherfucker. I got another arm, nigga. Fuck it, give me that sword. I'll gnaw this line to death. I don't give a damn. So yeah, there was that. I mean, and as I'm running, it was just that understanding of like, ain't no one gonna do it but me.
Yeah.
You know, and then really thinking about my whole career and shit like that. Like, I've done a lot of this on my own. You know, that I've done a lot of this with virtually no actual coaching. My own cunning and my own learning and stuff. No, what's it called? Maybe I had a couple times I had some technique coaches and shit like that, but no, I didn't have no strength conditioning coaches. I don't have a fucking dietitian. I don't have a fucking manager. It's all me, you know. And in that sense too, like a lot of, you know, going a little bit more personal, a lot of my life's been that too. It's just been me against the world. And that's sometimes when that brain starts kicking in, that desire, that emotion starts kicking in, that's what gets me depressed. Like, man, fuck, why is it always gotta be me? But, you know, when I start to gear it towards this, then it's like, you know what, it is motivational. It is my strength. You know, I do find my strength in my loneliness, because it's like, nigga, it's you. You sink or swim. I don't want to sink. Fuck that, nigga. We're getting up. I mean, I have that emotion, period, even in the other aspect, but it does get me downward, you know, because it gets everybody down, man.
Yeah. When
you start to think, it was like, man, fuck, it's just me, you know? Because ultimately, we're humans, we're social creatures, man. Even the most solitary human is still a social creature. You want somebody there, at least one person, like, you know? But I don't know. This podcast has been really fucking
deep.
Yeah, deep and...
That's okay.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes we get this way.
Serious.
Especially like when shit like happens, like with Manchester. And, you know, my condolences go out to the family.
Right.
Of the people that were affected. But,
you know, towards all that, people, let's just stop the hate. Let's love one another. Yeah. Love one another. Oh.
As the good old Rodney King used to say, can't we all just get along?
Get along with love. You can't hug with a bully. Oh.
And on that note, America.
Fuck yeah.
This was another tantalizing episode from Zombie Thuggin' Podcast.